Hello guys, this is the TCL P6K, in many countries known as V6C. In this video I'm bringing to you the full review of this smart TV. Usually what may vary according to P6K or V6C is in terms of inputs, but in general terms of colors and brightness and type of panel are the same. This TV has an LCD screen with HVA panel and direct LED backlighting technology. Talking about the picture quality, you need to know that this TV does not offer a high level of brightness. In fact, it's a very low level of brightness both in standard and high dynamic range. It's true that the brightness levels vary according to each picture mode, but not even with the vivid picture mode reaches 300 nits. However, for a room, let's say dim or completely dark, this TV's brightness is more than enough for almost anyone. Plus, remember, this is a relatively cheap TV and you cannot expect higher level of brightness in an entry-level model. In high dynamic range, you will have access to the parameter known as dynamic tone mapping, where you can choose to prioritize the level of detail, the amount of brightness, or simply choose a balanced result. In a standard dynamic range, you will have access to the automatic HDR conversion, and this parameter improves contrast and a bit the color enhancement in order to make standard dynamic range content look like if it had high dynamic range. As for colors, as other TCL TVs, this P6K has this dynamic color parameter, and when you enable it, the color saturation capacity increases and the overall color saturation capacity of this TV is more than great. Obviously, I'm not telling you to increase this parameter at the maximum, I am just showing you what this TV is capable of in this area. Then so far you need to know that both SDR and HDR the TV has the same picture modes. The difference is that with HDR you will have a slightly more level of brightness, but not for a huge difference. Also, you need to know that this TV does not have the IMAX picture mode, but you will have access to the Dolby Vision high dynamic range technology, which, by the way, will only be activated automatically when the TV detects that the content has this type of high dynamic range technology. These are the picture modes: Dolby Vision Bright and Dolby Vision Dark. With these Dolby Vision picture modes, you can modify some parameters, but others cannot be modified. But for example, you can modify the color temperature in case you don't want a warmer result. This is obviously up to you guys, because usually every picture mode with Dolby Vision comes set with a warm color temperature. As for dark scenes performance, let's say the result is not bad at all. However, you need to understand that the results will vary depending on each picture mode, as well as whether or not the content has some type of high dynamic range technology, whether it's HDR10, HLG, or Dolby Vision. You can also adjust some parameters if you need to. For example, you can lower the brightness, contrast, or the black stretch parameter when it's possible to be modified. And for example, you can choose a picture mode, so you can apply these settings and pick that picture mode when you watch this type of scenes, and choose another picture mode when the content has more colors. By the way, and very importantly, the micro dimming parameter is not the same as local dimming. This TV does not have local dimming featured, so keep that in mind. And the truth is that micro dimming doesn't really do much. But then again, the results in this area on this TV are not bad. They are what you will get on an entry-level TV with a VA panel, or as TCL prefers to call it, an HVA panel. The amount of clothing is not annoying, and obviously the black colors are not going to look incredibly deep, but the overall performance in this area is very tolerable and the level of detail is good enough. The gray uniformity is more than fine, considering it's an entry-level TV, and although some dirt screen effect is noticeable, I think that when you watch content with higher color volume, the dirt screen effect is not annoying, or at least is not so perceptible. The image upscaling is very decent. It's, let's say, better compared to other TVs from other brands in some ways, But don't expect a 4K TV to show you 4K results when the content resolution is low. That's never going to happen. Don't be fooled when sellers or websites promise you the opposite. Speaking of viewing angles, it's true that the results with an HVA panel are slightly better than those of a TV with a conventional VA panel, but the truth is that these results are not as impressive as promised on the website. The results in terms of motion handling are decent. You're able to adjust or modify the judder reduction manually, or the TV can do it automatically if you need to. And although this TV doesn't have the dynamic acceleration parameter, the results are more than decent and the artifacts are not annoying. Let's go now with the gaming area. First, you need to activate the Game Master option and also the Game Picture mode, all this in order to achieve the best possible results, and also if you want to make this game bar appear on the screen. With this game bar you will have access to these features, for example the thematic style to switch between these three designs if you require. The HGIG function is not available when you play with Dolby Vision or when you play in standard dynamic range. By the way, for this I'm using the Xbox Series X console. This TV does not support variable refresh rate technology, but you can play with Dolby Vision for gaming if you require and if the console, in this case, allows it. And you need to know this TV does not support 120Hz, not in 4K, not in other resolutions. This means in 4K only supports up to 60Hz. Within this game bar you will have access to these three picture modes. They are the same compared to other TVs of the same brand, and perhaps for the vast majority of users these three picture modes are more than enough. Now, let's suppose you decide to play with Dolby Vision for gaming. The results of these picture modes with this high dynamic range technology don't look as saturated in terms of colors. But even with this high dynamic range technology, I think the motion handling is still very good. Nevertheless, with video games that have many dark areas and very fast movements, it's true that sometimes you may notice some ghosting effect. But from my point of view, it's not alarming, it's not annoying, considering we're talking about a relatively cheap entry-level TV. As for input lag, I think this TV performs well, I have no complaints about it. And overall, I can tell you that this TV's performance in this area is more than adequate for the vast majority of users, including someone on a very low budget who wants a TV right now for gaming or other purposes. I want to highlight that the results in terms of screen heating after using it for about 3 hours is very low. This means the TV's screen will not suffer for this and the lifespan of the TV will increase. But of course, this is due to its relatively low level of brightness. Talking about the smart area, you need to know this. The hardware is the same compared to the P7K. It has 2 GB of RAM, it has a decent internal storage of about 8.9 GB, it has a processor of 5 cores, it's an ARM Cortex A55 with a very good CPU clock range, and the GPU it's a Mali G57. This is the remote control, is the same that other TCL TVs have, and it's much better compared to the last year's remote. The operating system is Android TV based on Android 12 with the Google TV customization layer. The fluency or smoothness of this operating system is more than okay, although with YouTube app sometimes it takes several milliseconds to the commands appear on the screen. For example, if you press the button to forward the video, sometimes takes some milliseconds to that command to be applied. But this is not something annoying unless you all the time do these actions. And you will have access to this shortcuts menu and you can change the location of these icons, which I find it very useful. The App Store is the Google Play Store. You can install the apps you find here also through the downloader by using some codes or, for example, by using external APK files. Ambient mode is possible. You can change the slideshow speed here if you want to, or you can do it manually as I'm going to show you, and this feature might be very useful for many users. This TV does not support the hands-free voice control feature, but you will have access to the voice assistant by pressing the button on the remote control, and here I will leave you with a small test.
Open YouTube. Search for comedy movies. Increase volume up to 55.
Alright.
This TV supports the feature known as screencast or screen mirroring, and it works with Android or iOS devices, but this model does not support what is known as multi-visual. And in terms of inputs, this TV has an USB 3.0 port, a port for the LAN cable for internet, one for the digital optical cable, one for the antenna cable, and it has 3 HDMI ports, and the number 3, which is compatible with enhanced audio return channel, is the one that might be considered as HDMI 2.1 port. But remember, this TV does not support 120Hz, not in 4K, not in other resolutions. Finally, I'll talk to you about this TV's speaker system. I think it performs well in practice. It may be sufficient for a small room and even a medium-sized room, but it doesn't have a huge amount of power. However, it's better compared to other TVs from other brands that are more or less in the same price range. At the end, I will leave you with a short test so you can get a rough idea of how it might perform in real life. So, if you guys ask me if I recommend you this TV, of course I will recommend you this model, especially if you are on a very low budget or if you want to save a good amount of money. Also, if you are not demanding in terms of levels of brightness, because remember this TV has a very low amount of brightness, and if you are using it on a very dim or dark room, this TV will be more than enough in that area. It is also recommended if you want a TV with an operating system that allows you to install a wider variety of apps. Without further to add, please let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this model. Will you buy it, yes or not, and why? I remind you guys you can support my channel by doing some purchases through the links I put in the description and also in the first comment. Also click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
Ours is a cycle of hatred. Alliances forged and broken. We have paid the price for sharing this world. And we have forgotten what makes us strong.